What's happening, everybody? It's Sean with Reactions to the Classics. And today we got a reaction to the Style Council, their song Shout to the Top, brought to us by a friend, longtime supporter, and patron of the channel, CSN. Thank you, CSN. Appreciate you. Appreciate all the patrons who make this thing go. If you guys support us in any way, check out that Patreon link below or the patron link on the end screen. We could not do without the patrons. One-time donation, one-time reaction. Check out our Buy Me a Coffee page. Also linked below. Quite popular lately, which I appreciate you guys. All right, the Style Council were an English pop band formed in Woking in 1982 by the great Paul Weller, former lead vocalist, principal songwriter, and guitarist with the rock band The Jam, and keyboardist Mick Talbot. We have 3 of The Jam's albums, a 3-album run that's just fantastic. Didn't know who Paul Weller was or The Jam before this channel, but fantastic stuff. After this video, just type The Jam up above. Just great stuff. All right, Paul had started the Style Council to escape the restrictions of The Jam and explore a more arty, European, jazzier direction, which encompassed pop, hip-hop, and soul. His quote, not my interpretation. Permanent lineup grew to include drummer Steve White and Weller's then-girlfriend, vocalist D.C. Lee. It's a great name. Other artists such as Tracy Young, Tracy Thorn from Everything But the Girl, and drummer percussionist Steve Seidelnick also performed and collaborated with the group. As with Weller's previous band, most of the London-based group's hits were in their homeland, where they scored 7 top 10 hits. The band also had hit singles and albums in Australia and New Zealand during the 80s. They had 5 studio albums. This was their 7th single to be released. It's composed by Paul. It was released in 1984. It appears on the Vision Quest soundtrack in the United States. That soundtrack is absolutely outstanding. I was 13 years old when it came out. It just has some great songs on it. It's not on Spotify, but somebody put up a playlist, so they put those songs together. So I know this song from that. I haven't heard it in a very long time. And I love Paul, so I have a little bit of a, it wasn't my favorite song on there. Shout out to Lunatic Fringe, Only the Young by Journey as well. It's a lot of great stuff on there. All right. Thanks again to CSN. Let's get it.
As the rain came down, I dropped to my knees and I prayed. I said, oh heavenly thing, please cleanse my soul. I've seen all on offer and I'm not impressed at all. I was halfway home, I was half insane, and every shop window I looked in just looked the same. I said, now send me a sign to save my life, cause at this moment in time there's nothing certain in these days of mine. It's a funny thing when it burns up on you. Yeah, I know as much as the day I was born in. Though I wasn't asked, I might as well stay and promise myself each and every day. When you knocked on your back and your life's up, when you're down on the bottom, there's nothing else but to shout to the top. Well, we're gonna shout to the top. We're gonna shout to the top. We're gonna shout to the top. Hey, we're gonna shout to the top. It's a funny thing when it comes up on you. I know as much as the day I was born in. Though I wasn't asked, I might as well stay and promise myself each and every day. I'm gonna shout to the top, shout. We're 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 gonna shout to the top, shout. So when you're knocked on your back and your life's up, and when you're down on the bottom, you shout. Shout to the top, shout. Oh, we're gonna shout to the top, shout.
a great song. What a great arrangement. So well written. Kind of when you're down, you got no other choice but to shout to the top because, you're kind of already down at the bottom, so you can't go any lower. It's an uplifting song in that aspect, right? Because you go out of other dark places there. Just a great song. Now, not going to lie to you, it's back in the days of cassettes. So boys and girls who are much younger than me, just bear with me here. So on the cassettes, you could press a button and it would fast forward to the next dead space, to the next song. There was dead spaces between each. Once that came on with the cassettes, you're like, wow, this is unbelievable. We never knew we'd have a device where we could just push a button and go to the next song or album or whatever you wanted. But I used to skip this song all the time because it might be hard to believe, but for a 13-year-old, I didn't appreciate the mastery of this song for arrangement, songwriting. It's just wonderfully put together song. But at 13, maybe you were more refined at 13 than me. You might have been. But I was trying to get to Lunatic Fringe and Journey and that stuff on that album. But yeah, great stuff. Paul Weller, man. I've done a few solo reactions to him, just his solo stuff, a live performance, some things. Just always hits, always great. And a guy that just nothing here in the U.S., nothing for the jam, nothing for Paul, just not one of those weird things where I was a decorated artist for decades in other parts of the world and nothing here. We just missed out. So thank you again to CSN for bringing yet another banger. His record's almost 100%. Almost CSN. Nobody can be 100%, right? All right, guys. Let me know what you think of this song down below. What else should I check out from the Style Council? Because I don't know a lot of their stuff. We do have a top 10 up that's got a few of their songs in there. This might be in there. Heck, who knows? All right, guys. Give it a thumbs up. Until next time, I will see ya.